A couple of minutes away from kickoff at Belmore Sports Ground between Sydney Olympic and St George FC. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from Belmore Sports Ground. Two minutes away from kickoff.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's be upstanding and ready to welcome both teams onto the bleachers. St George and Sydney Olympic.
It is a very good afternoon and welcome to Belmore Sports Ground. Round number 6 of the National Premier League New South Wales men's. Sydney Olympic take on St George FC. The high-flying St George FC sitting second on the ladder with 4 wins and a draw to start the 26th season. And last week, St George are too good for Manly. 1-0 at Barton Park against the Sydney Olympic side. 1 win, 1 draw, and 3 losses to start the season. A loss against Rockdale last week, 4-1. It's an important game for both sides for different reasons. St George, of course, they are trying to make sure they can stay with Sydney United, who have won every game thus far in 26, against an Olympic side that want to fight to move up on the ladder. And a chance for them to, hopefully by the end of the weekend, if results go their way, to sit inside the top 10 at least. Lineups for St George FC: Nicolasaurus, the goalkeeper; Troy Danaskos back in the starting lineup, the 3; Jaden Sito 4; Justin Poon 7; Evan Souris 8; Jake True 9; Kimishima in 14; Mark Rodich 15; Caden Wright in 16; Kota Toyoka in 20, McStay in 88. And the starting 11 for Sydney Olympic: Josip Ulovic, the 1, Samuel Boshniak is 3, Joshua Hong is in 4, 5 is Ziggy Gordon, 9, Marko Arambasic. Then we go to 14, Jacob Tresogalvic. In 16, it's Bailey Callahan. Yuta Kamura in 21, Ben Geisert in 24, In 31, it's Yuto Fujita and Marcus Fernandez in 34. So not too far away from kickoff. Sydney Olympic against St George FC. Nicholas Kutnyak with you. Looking forward to what's going to be a cracking game in Belmore as we continue the 2026 season. Result last night in the clash between Manly and the Wanderers. It was Manly losing 1-0 against the Wanderers in first grade. 20s went the way of Manly yesterday, 2-0 at Cromer Park. We're just about right for kickoff. Our referee in charge, Danny Horsted, about to signify time on. Underway at Belmore. Danaskos plays it back. And Jaden Sito works it on. Toyoka across the face. And again, Rodic going wide to his right. Rodic out of sight on the work it back. Toyoka. And now Sito. Danaskos again. 10 yards from halfway, working it back. As I said, how important this game is for a lot of reasons. St George, haven't they been great this year? A fabulous side to watch. A couple of weeks ago, Harrison Farrow scored that goal against Sutherland, and it was the match winner. And then scored the match winner last week in that win against Manly. As Danaskos is on a run, does flick off Geisen, a former Wollongong Wolf. And it will be a St George FC ball. Fabulous start to this game for St George with this corner that we had. On the northwestern side of Belmore Sports Ground. Corner taken by McStay. Cleared away by Olympic. Flicked up by Wright. Ball drops back for Toyoka. Goes back to Nicolasaurus. Former Olympic player Nicolasaurus. And Sito. Toyoka. And now it's Rodic. Over halfway. Poon works it back inside. Olympic trying to clear it. Bounces to Galvich. But eventually does go out. Or be a throw for St George FC. Toyoka. Rodic. McStay on the run. Ball does go out. It will be a goal kick to Sydney Olympic. Haven't seen possession thus far. We're 3 minutes in. Maybe one or two touches, if that. St George have been very dominant early. And Ziggy Gordon works it to halfway. Nice touchback by Aaron Basic. But quickly, St George on the counter. Nice ball, Kimishima. Danaskos back to Kimishima. Danaskos working it back. Sito. Toyoka. Rodic. Right. Spinning around. McStay setting one up here for True. The flag's up for offside. News today for St George FC. Jaden Casella not in the lineup. A groin strain is what we've been told. So out for this game. Still no Terry Antonis in the lineup. Had that injury pre-game against Sutherland a few weeks ago. And since then, he's not been spotted in the lineup. course, that win for Sydney Olympic is back in round 2 against the SD Raiders at Ernie Smith. As Gordon works at the Geisen able to win possession. Working it forward. Aaron Basic, nice touch. Couldn't get to it. Kimura played out by St George, so a throw on this western side. What a fascinating game this shapes up to be. So much permutations in this game as True's pass wasn't great. Kimura able to work it forward, but Wright was on the spot to flick it up. Now it's possession for Olympic. Pong working it to his left. A chance pushed away by Saurus. And now Geisen. St George, fair game for them. They've got possession. Ball work back from Kimishima. Sito. And now Toyoka. Wonder what Roddich's plan is. He decides to go to the right. You can see McStay calling for the ball, and he works it back to Toyoka. And now it's Sito once more. Saurus looking at Inlam. Touchback by Kimishima. And Sito goes back to Toyoka. And now St George again on this right side looking to do something. Roddich working it forward. McStay got a touch initially. Foul will be called towards St George. Very early days in this 26th season as Danaskos works it on. True couldn't get to it as now it's worked forward by Gordon. Aaron Basic. Flicked off Toyoka. I was just going to say, I know we're into round 6, but of course, the goal this year for St George is to make it into the Australian Championship. At the moment, they're doing well. They get themselves in pole position, so to speak. There's Aaron Basic, works it inside. Fernandez, really tame, didn't really get the offer he was looking for. Same made by Saurus. Sito. And Toyoka. Roddic. Ball drops back to Ulovic. Sydney United 58 last year. Australian Championship side he was a part of. St George now on the attack. Danaskos, how sharp he can be. Kimishima can't get to it. Gordon has possession. Aaron Basic. Kimura. So Gordon again, 5 yards from halfway. Bosniak. It's played out by St George. So now it's Sito. Saurus. And now True has the shots. You knew that being on the left foot, it was going to be a disadvantage. Was the case. 9 minutes into this one. No score. All games live in 2026 on Football New South Wales YouTube. Good stack of games today. Sutherland and University of New South Wales, a 5:30 game at Seymour Shore. Rockdale and Arpey at 7 p.m. That's going to be a cracker. St George City and SD Raiders at 7:15 at Penshurst Park. So we've got a whole heap of games. I was about to say a plethora of games as Gordon heads it down. And now it's Callahan. So now True wins the challenge, heads it for himself. True trying to square it up. Olovich had a double grab. So now Hong looking for support. Bosniak is behind him. Gordon across. Geisen. In the end, Fernandez gets to it. Bosniak. Tuyuka's header didn't quite work. Now Aaron Basic squares it up. He tries to cut back inside Callahan. Ball go out for a throw for Olympic. But something building for the home side. As Geisen was looking to throw, decides to go now. Chips it forward. Saurus working it to halfway. As Gordon gets to it. Bosniak. Hong. Works it forward. Headed down there by Sito. Hong. Works it to his left. All coming to the western side. And now Fernandez. Geisen. Touched off True. Geisen works it back. Gordon across. Bosniak. And now it's Kimura. Kimura can control that one. Poon and McStay combining. Poon on the right. Cannon Wright's going to be a big impact, as we've mentioned. It's now Danaskos. He's got Sito, but decides to go back. Saurus. Toyoka. Rodic again. Toyoka. Kashima back to Saurus. Toyoka working this forward. Poon has a shot, deflects off. Poon again to McStay on the right. Works it in. Chance! Danaskos! Troy is back in a big way. 3 games off the bench. Starts today for the first time in 26. And gets his first goal of the season. Didn't that look pretty? The whole setup. And the opening goal going to the visitors. We've spoken about how good they have been. And at the moment, in this game, they have been outstanding. That ball by Poon and McStay outside the box, the cross in, and Danaskos on that left foot. Just watching it again, they had a man that was in position in the 6-yard box that was looking for the header. And it goes over the top of Kashima. And then the captain's salute by Danaskos. Some work to do for Sydney Olympic. A stat that I don't want to bring up for Olympic. St George have it on the right side. They have yet to have a clean sheet this season. And today, they won't be breaking that record. It's not a stat that you want to have. As Gordon works it to his left. Wozniak. And now the ball on by Truskalovic. Vegeta. And now Kimura. At the end, it will be a goal kick to Olympic. To Yorker. Wozniak heads it back. Bulovic in position. Gordon. Fernandez on the right. Gordon back. Gordon. Fernandez. St George won it. Great work by Souris. Eventually, it'll be Rodic. And now Poon's on a run. Justin Poon won't get to it. Bulovic, good keeping. Got himself in the position to clear it. A throw on the eastern side, the construction site for the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs Centre of Excellence. It's now Fernandez. Callahan. Hong back to Gordon. Now Hong. Gordon. Geisen. Danaskos just booting it. Wozniak. Vegeta overran initially. He's got to it though. Now looking the cross in, does so. Header. Oh, what could have been from Bailey Callahan, but it's parried over the bar by Nicolasaurus. Corner to be taken. It's Olympic against St George. Now a chance. Kimura and then Aaron Bassage had a swipe. Doesn't work. Fernandez across. So no score for Olympic yet. St George scoring that opening goal through Troy Danaskos. Gordon. Hong worked back to Bosniak. And now Gordon, 10 yards from halfway. St George now. Nice ball on to True. He was offside though. True knew, and the flag was up. Our linesmen today are in Hayden Kay and Amir Hassani. Hassani on that eastern side as True again works a ball that wasn't quite going to work. Happy enjoying this. It's NPL New South Wales men's on a Saturday afternoon. Round 6, can you believe it, of the competition, and everything is underway. NPL men's, NPL women's. As Bailey Callahan's on a run, Cito just works it out. League 1 women's, League 1 men's, and the League 2 men's all in action. And every game of the NPL men's and NPL women's live on Football New South Wales on YouTube. Highlights via YouTube and Facebook. NPL New South Wales on Facebook, NPL New South Wales. As Geisen, game with possession. Fernandez trying to cross it in. And Bassage, Fernandez, and Geisen once more. Back to Gordon on halfway. Bosniak. Shosagalovic works it on. Shosagalovic, I should say. Fujita's ball didn't quite work. Souris. On the McStay. Poon and True. Nice ball. Danaskos. Works it inside. Kimishima couldn't quite get the effort away. Kimura working it on to Fujita. Fujita and now Hong. Bosniak. Foul going the way of Olympic. A challenge on Aaron Bassage. Aaron Bassage winning his side the foul. Gordon takes it quickly. Shuzagavic in position. Gordon. Geisen. Callahan back to Geisen. Gordon. Danaskos, the opening goal of the game. And since then, Olympic have got themselves in decent chances, but yet to fire a shot. St George still controlling. Right. Toyoka. Cito, Danaskos. True won't get to it. Gordon will touch it out. I thought initially, but the referee saying it went over the line before he got a touch, plus it's a foul anyway. Now Gordon works it sideways to Bosniak. He's pushed the call. Gordon was pushed by True. Aaron Bassage. Rodich is able to clear it away initially. Wright will get to it. Work it out for a throw. Geisen. Probably too much on that from Geisen. Goes out for a goal kick. Former Wollongong player. A few former Wollongong players in this game today. Mentioned Jake True before. Chris McStay. Man that spent 2 years at the Gong. McStay. Ball does touch off Olympic. Throw taken quickly. Poon. Can't quite get to it. Now, I thought it touched off Bosniak, and the call was made. So Bosniak getting the last touch from Olympic. Captain Danaskos. Sweeps everywhere and goes out. Did it touch Olympic last? No, it's touched St. George. So it will be a goal kick to the home side. Gordon. Fernandez back to Gordon. Pressure by McStay will give away the foul. About to kick off at Seymour Shaw, Sutherland and University of New South Wales. All the action live on Football New South Wales on YouTube. Football New South Wales on YouTube. Match reports via nplnsw.com.au. Got you covered once again in 2026. Plus social media via Facebook, Twitter, or X as it's now known, and Insta. Right. Now, Poon won't get to that. It was too deep and not wide enough. Gordon's got it. Fernandez. Kimura. And the ball does go out, touching Olympic last. Rockdale Apia, what a cracking match that'll be tonight. Your match of the round as well. Be able to see all the action. Rockdale Illidan, the venue. For will be a good contest for your Saturday night. Sito on this left side. Gordon heads it down for, well, Holm couldn't get to it. The offside called, and Olympic quickly will have possession. Bosniak. See the pressure St. George offering at the moment. Kimishima on that passage of play was very impactful. Aaron Basic, the chest didn't quite work. Souris worked it back. Rodic, Poon, McStay. Poon won't get to it. Good work by Trisagalovic. Trisagalovic. On that left side, Trisagalovic. Now Olympic. 10 yards from halfway. Callahan back. Bosniak. Geisen will get to this. Flicks it on. Aaron Basic couldn't control. But Fernandez able to work it back. Gordon to Bosniak. Back to Gordon. Gamura being impactful when he's being asked. Gets himself in decent areas, and that situation controlled it eventually. Now Fernandez. Fujita on the left. Fujita. Second down the challenge, foul called against Wright. He's not happy with it, but call made by the referee, Danny Horsted. Just outside the box here. Set piece. Olympic. A chance off the city. Well, it's gone to the left. Saurus had a swipe at it. He has touched it, and it will be a corner. One extremely good effort. Olympic. We're looking for the goal. Hernandez couldn't offer it though. He's calling for the ball here. Corner to be taken. They're going to go short to Fernandez. Hernandez. Fujita. And then cleared away by Saurus. Olympic. We're on the back post, but didn't quite work. Underway at Seymour Shaw. No score, 2 gone. Coon heads it out. Gordon. Geisen. Fernandez. Sharp now, Fernandez. Fujita works it inside, headed away by Rodic. Kimishima, and then Danaskos over halfway. Gordon works it back. Vulovic to Bosniak. Trosagavic working it over halfway. Aram Basic, no control. And then the shot. There's a couple of deviations, really. Hernandez on the ground at the moment. True taken down by Gordon. Not called. Gordon. Bosniak. Fujita working it back. Gordon. Bosniak. Bosniak now sending it deep. Probably too much on that. Sito. Danaskos lucky to work with the ricochet as, good ball. Kimishima, True won't get to it. It was pushed off the ball by Bosniak. Referee says okay. And it will be a goal kick. Geisen. Back. Callahan. Fernandez found Aaron Busic. Aaron Busic now breaking a couple of defenders, but eventually lost possession. McStay. And now Danaskos back. Sito working it to Toyoka. Oh, Kimishima, nice touch. Beat Hong initially. McStay gets to it. Suris found right. And now Rodic on the right. We'll go back to Toyoka. McStay. McStay gets a touch again. Suris. Right to Rodic. Poon nearly caught. Poon. Goes past True. Danaskos taps it home. A captain's brace for Troy Danaskos. And St George, after 37 minutes, are controlling things nicely.
Goal for St George, buildup, scored by number 3, Troy Danaskos.
And Troy already talking to his team, the coaching staff. Look at him, he's already going, we need to do this and that. This is great. And we've spoken about how this St George side this year have just stepped up massively. You talk about how important to see St George in the Australian Championship. The lineage, the old St George Budapest namesake back in the NSL days in the 80s. It's Fernandez trying to work a ball on, but Callahan was on the ground. Back in the Robbie Slater days. By the way, Robbie's looking fit at the moment. Saw him recently, looking very fit, Robbie Slater. But Troy Danaskos, a double in the 14th and the 37th minute. What a day he's having. Back in the starting squad. Then on the bench. Like he's had 3 games to the bench and 1 as a non-starter. So 3 as a starting bench or on the field bench. Amazing to see. Danaskos trying to set up here. True got the touch after Geisen touched it. Now True works it on. Poon, a good chance. Kimishima's in the middle. Trickles back, did touch off Olympic. Callahan's got it. And the ball goes out for a throw on this broadcast side. McStay whips it in. Right back to McStay. There's a 3rd goal before half time, I reckon. Vegito is taken down. The foul will be called. It's actually hobbling at the moment too. We'll keep an eye on him. Gamura working it back. Gamura now has got it. Right, won the challenge. Horsted nearly out of touch. Danaskos. Sito. Toyoka back to Sito. Danaskos. Sito. Rodic. Toyoka. Sito. Sito over halfway. Danaskos won't get to it. Gordon tried to hit it. Touched off Danaskos. Geisen worked it on. Callahan has it. Hong on halfway. Aaron Basic couldn't control it. Now True. True looking for Poon. Troon has to deviate to McStay on the right. McStay outside the area. Works it in. Headed by Bosniak. Gamura. Touched off St. George last, so it will be a throw for Olympic. Trusakovic throws it in. How good has St. George been today, though? Now, I don't even think they've got out of third gear at the moment, personally. Very, very strong lineup that I think a lot of people probably misread a little bit. I reckon I misread them too. As Danaskos on this left side. Danaskos has got Sito, but he decides to work it inland. Suris, McStay. And now Poon will deliver a ball in, you'd imagine. It's Vajima, I should say. Vajima couldn't control. Gamura. And now True's won it. Back to the keeper in Olovic. Geisen trying to work it on. Callahan. Fujita over the bar. So 2 remaining in regulation time. 4th official today is Joshua Kermond. And a bad crowd in today at Olympic. Fillmore Sports Ground. The venue. All their games will be held here this year as opposed to Cogra, where they spent a lot of time last year, including the Australian Championship. Mura. Now Olympic, a chance for them. Fujita taking down the challenge. Been in the wars thus far. And now goes to Sito. Danaskos, Sito. Right. Toyoka over halfway. Too deep for Danaskos. Geisen to take the throw. Last touch is Olympic. And Fernandez not happy. He's having a chat here to Horsted. Horsted not having any of it. So we're about to see injury time added at Belmore Sports Ground. No board. I'd imagine it'll be 2 minutes, but that's only a guess. Gordon has it 15 yards from halfway. Bosniak. Now Gordon. Bosniak. Mura plays it back. Bosniak and then Aram Basic. And now Kimura getting himself in position. Has a shot. Safe first time. Second effort's been safe. Third time Aram Basic works it on. Kimura and Soros makes another save. What about that? The Great War of Saurus. Oh, how good. As now Fujita. And half-time, it was only a minute of injury time added. St George 2, Olympic 0. Danaskos a double.
Half-time here at the Belmore Sports Ground.
So, taking stock in what has been a great game. Danaskos in the 14th and the 37th. A double for him. And again, St George FC have absolutely dominated thus far. They have been very good early in this contest and have controlled things. Olympic have had some chances. That one before the break should have been a goal, but Nicholas Saurus, geez, how good was he to get in position? I think he'll be spoken about for a while. The way he's keeping, the ex-Olympic player. Spent time at Rockdale as well, and a Mariner to boot. But the halftime score is St George FC 2, Sydney Olympic 0. Those all-important stats. St George leading the shots, and same as on target. The offsides are sadly their favourite, but they've been going more forward. Corners the way of Olympic, fouls in the way of Olympic. No yellow cards or red. Repeating, St George 2, Sydney Olympic 0 at Belmore Sports Ground.
This game will be followed by the under-20s game, so if you don't need to rush off home tonight, please hang around and support the young boys in the under-20s game.
Back at Belmore Sports Ground, half-time. It is St George FC who leads Sydney Olympic 2-0. Troy Danaskos, the difference. First game he has started in 26 and has scored both goals. He has been on fire today and I've been enjoying watching him play. Second half about to commence. And Olympic need to really be big in this second half. Gordon already looking to boot this forward. Fernandez trying to work it. Callahan couldn't do much with it initially. Ball goes out for a throw. Gordon takes it. Bosniak. Fajita. Trisaglovic trying to get a ball on. Poon was there initially. McStay now to Poon. And that ball does go out. How good has Justin Poon been in this first half? He's been involved in a couple of the goals thus far. Sensational player. McStay also has been important. Muro worked it on. Fernandez couldn't control. Danaskos. Bosniak heads it. Gordon back. Now Orlovic really has to be important defensively for Sydney Olympic. Nikolasaurus, who's had a great game thus far for St George FC when he's been called for. He'll be here now as Aaron Basic has to work it inside. He might go himself. He lays it back. Kimura had a strike. Didn't quite work. Tresaklovic tried to work it back in. At the end, St George defensively looking very slick. True won't get to it. Hong had a tipsy doodle. Then the ball back by Fajita. Foul called, Olympic ball. By the way, in the match between Sutherland and Spirit, well, University of New South Wales, no, it looks like Spirit. I always get the jerseys in my head mixed up. Of course it is University of New South Wales. It's 1-0 Sutherland lead the students. Ball comes to halfway. To Yorker. Yorker's got it now, 30 yards from his own goal. Gordon tried to head of the cross. Foul goes the way of St George. A cooler night ahead. Starting to get to that territory of a warmish day as foul for St George taken, and they work it to the right. Now this is Poon. Inside the area, Poon. Poon, was beaten nicely. Samuel Bosniak trying to have an impact. McStay couldn't control it. McStay, he gave Fajita a bit of a head pat. Play continues. Danaskos inside, shot by True. Wrong side of the netting. Score remains 2-0 to St George. Hernandez worked it on the Geisen, who trips on the ball. He literally tripped on the ball. Still was able to control it. But amazing to watch as now Geisen gets himself in position now. Geisen beats the defender, works it back inside. Neither could Kimura, who tried the header, went past him. Fujita couldn't get to it. And Olympic have blown another opportunity. And you can feel the fans are getting frustrated. Suris. Trisaglovic, who won the ball, goes out for a throw for Olympic. Trisaglovic to take the throw. There'll be another one for Jacob. Kimura run the ball initially. Now it's Hong. Geisen. You can hear the Olympic supporters in the background saying, "Let's go Olympic."
The cat is in the building.
So now Olympic to take this corner. Head of the way. True has been very important. Trisaglovic played it straight to St. George. Now Poon worked it up. Now it was taken down. The yellow card is given to Trisaglovic for that challenge. So yellow card to Jacob. The first of the game. And I think for True's sake, he was probably glad play was called because he was going to be offside. So they get the shake of the saucepan, so to speak, here at St. George. Should note the benches for both sides. Olympic. Carrera's the substitute goalkeeper. Luca Grozos, Kim, Malia, Da Silva and Rubric. And for St. George, Lalu's the sub-goalkeeper. Smith Morabito, who's back in the lineup. Stanic Floody. Stavropoulos. Rodriguez and Farrow. Stavropoulos, I should note, who is a first-timer for St. George in regards to first grade. 20s player. Been told by the club he's a very good talent coming through. Have to see him out there today. 20s are playing after this game too. If anybody is in the Belmore area and want to come down and watch some football tonight, as Aaron Basic. And now it's won by Wright. A third is coming. Poon circulates a ball. The shot by Suris. Olovic, good save. Great effort by Josip. Ball goes over halfway. The chase is on by Callahan. Suris played it up. Now Sito got to it. Callahan gives away the foul. So St. George will have possession once more. About to see Harrison Farrow come onto the field too for St George. Geez, Harrison Farrow's been good this year. 3 goals this year. 5 games off the bench to start the year. Has not got the opportunity to start yet, but he's been known as the finisher. Fujita. Tresaklovic. Poon won the ball. Kimishima worked on to Danaskos. Danaskos back to Kimishima. Poon not ready for it. Gordon. Captain Gordon. Callahan pressured. Cito nearly won it. Poon was calling for it. It's going to be headed down by Tresaklovic. Gamura and Fujita's on a run. Toyoka will play it out. So it will be a corner going the way of Olympic. Needs something to go their way. Short corner taken. Gamura near the goal line. Will go out for a goal kick. Substitution, Harrison Farrow's coming on. It's a young Harry. What can he produce here? As I said, he can score a goal, or 3 to be exact. It's been a great season too for Farrow. Jeez, he's great to watch. Harrison Farrow. And is that Kimishima coming off the field? It is. So Kimishima's day is done. Who's had a good shift too? Now Wright's taking down the challenge. Foul will be given. Ball sent down to Danaskos, but Geisen wins the race. Ball goes out for a throw. McStay. So St George up 2-0 at the moment. Harrison Farrow. Gordon won the ball. Farrow couldn't get to it. Danaskos was on the ground there. St George coming up. They've got a very intriguing few weeks. Play Marconi next week, which is a big test at Barton Park before taking on Spirit at Barton. And then Rockdale Ilden for 2 consecutive weeks. First week will be against Rockdale. The week after, Sydney FC. So that's how their next few weeks are going to sit for St George FC as Bosniak eventually the ball does go out, but Bosniak was trying to win it. So Olympics next few weeks. Wanderers at Belmore next Saturday. Then the Wolves at Macedonia Park before coming back to Belmore to play Sutherland and Manly. Next few weeks for Sydney Olympic. McStay to take the corner. Decides to work it on. Wright's there. Toes it on. McStay wins it. McStay trying to work it across. Hong headed it down. Toyoka. McStay. Fernandez won the ball initially. Now they're going 40 Olympic. Kimura. Trisaglovich. Gordon. Fernandez. Hong and Fernandez again. Right wing. Geisen. Fernandez. Gordon. Trisaglovich working it on. Fujita. Kimura can control. Rodic, great work. Now it's Poon. 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 Poon's going. Stops. Looking for support. Poon back. McStay. Souris. Sito. Danaskos. Souris. McStay. Looking for another here. St. George. Poon. Right, trying to set up Poon again, but it was won by Bosniak, who plays it out. NPL Saturday. Nicholas Kutnyak with you. Sutherland at halftime lead. University of New South 1-0. Rockdale Apia, your 7 p.m. game. How good's that game going to be? On your Sunday night, it's a double change here for Olympic. About to see Malia come on and Luca. There's now Fujita. And the touch by Fernandez. Callahan. Geisen. On by St. George. McStay. Olympic have got a chance here. Fujita. Nice ball, head of the way by Sito. So, about 27 minutes remaining in this one. The double change is being done by Olympic. Now I think it looks like it's going to be both Fujita and Kimura to come off. So those two come off. In comes Luca. In comes Malia.
Double substitution. Olympic coming off number 21, Yuta Kimura, and number 31, Yuta Fujita, and they've been replaced by number 11, Yorgos Luka, and number 23, Brooklyn Malia.
Callahan works it back. Trisaglovich trying to find here a running Malia. Or will go out for a goal kick. McStay back. Olympic reshaping Gordon. Wozniak. Gordon True was able to work it on to Danaskos. Now, Harrison Farrow offside, it will be called. Wozniak heads it. Now, he's onside here. Farrow couldn't control. Wozniak will get to it again. Wozniak couldn't quite find couldn't find a target for Olympic. Poon nearly got to it. Now Olympic. Geisen once more. Working it wide to his right. Geisen. Luca. Ball touches off St. George. And it will be a corner for Olympic. Olympic looking to size up. Luca again. Played away by St. George. Throw on this western side. Trusaklovic. Callahan. Malia loses possession, but it's won by Hong. Over the top of Danaskos. Luca's got to it. Aram Basic beats Souris' challenge. But it's been stifled to True, who trying to work it up the line, but Harrison Farrow wasn't there. There was a couple of, where are you, where are you, where are you? Anyway, they lead 2-0 here, St. George, but you've got the feeling if Olympic can just pull one back, we've got a contest on our hands as that ball goes out. And they win the foul here, Olympic, and there's going to be a yellow card here next day, I think. Yep, he can't believe it. Hong's got himself, got his team the foul. And McStay is going, what? But it's been called.
Other NPL matches on today. Another one in progress. Half time, Sutherland 1, University of New South Wales 0.
So Hong off the field, do the off-on, or the on-off thing. Or off-on, that's the right way, Nick. There's now Gordon. As I said, there is time for Olympic, but they really need to quickly get into gear if they are any chance of taking a point out of this game. At the minimum, Hong taken down by True. Wins yet another foul, 10 yards in from halfway. Gordon. Trusaklovic. Callahan. Nice circulating ball. Too much, though. Goal kick. So the ball goes over halfway. Trusaklovic back. Ulovic utilising Wozniak. Now a chance here for Malia to work it to his right. He does so, but he wasn't ready, Luca. Caught there, and Sito won the challenge. Tiuka has got it. Now Saurus. Poon. Controls Poon. Ball goes out for a throw. Trisaglovich quickly takes it. Wright's won it. McStay works it back. Olympic winning possession. Luca, though, couldn't do much with it. So what a start St George FC have had. An amazing start by a team that joined the competition a few years ago from the NPL, or from League 2, or League 1 I should say. Come back into the top flight and have absolutely put themselves in a prime position in 26. They have been awesome, and there's no way of denying that fact. They've just been awesome. Have not conceded a goal. I know that could be a mock for some saying that, but they have not conceded a goal yet. 9 goals this season now for St George. Danaskos, 2 of them today. One goalless game, which was against their crosstown rivals. Who's got to play on the ground here, Toyooka. But what a fabulous start to the season for St George. As I said, it's at the moment a likely battle between them and Rockdale for that spot in the Australian Championship. With obviously United, Rockdale, Marconi, Apia, Wollongong and Olympic already in. Australian Championship later this year. What a great competition it was last year. And the added coverage with it. Every game was streamed via Football Australia and SBS On Demand, plus the live coverage on SBS during the course of the competition. And it has given the NPL a bigger buzz this year with the teams that didn't make it to the Australian Championship last year, thinking, well, you know what? We need this exposure. We saw what Spirit were able to do. They actually picked up New South Wales' first point against the Melbourne team. As here's Olympic. Luca is taken by Cito. He didn't beat a Victorian team. I say we, New South Wales, didn't beat a Victorian team last year. Something that needs to be fixed. There's now True trying to work it back inside, but Bosniak was ready for it. A soft ball that Saurus wins. Saurus again has possession. Poon. Good work by Olympic. Here they come again. Still haven't quite found their right groove, have they, today, Olympic? Fernandez worrying about a call from the referee. Just one of those things I've always said, you can tell a side is frustrated when they're so worried about referees' calls And it is hard when you're down 2-0 and haven't really been able to get that goal that you probably would imagine Olympic in past would be able to score. Around the grounds to Seymour Shaw. And it's 1-0. Sutherland lead against University of New South Wales. St George, yet another foul goes their way. So Danaskos decides to go deep to Poon. Poon now. Harrison Farrow's going to be in the box. Poon works it on. Flicked off Bosniak. Sokolovic trying to work it forward. It's been won by Danaskos. Works it low. Bosniak is able to work it up to halfway. Aaron Basic trying to work it to his right, but the only problem was there was no other player in blue. It was Sito in the red. It's been one of those days. Poon. Rodic back. Foul going in the way of St George after the challenge on Sito. Sito back. Rodic. Poon. And now Harrison's on a run. Farrow. It's been won by Olympic. Bosniak found Fernandez. Working it to his right. Luca, Malia, and then Fernandez again, trying to find Luca. Cleared away by Sito. Foul going the way of St George. FC on the attack. Rodic working it on to Poon. Then McStay. Somalia happy with the call of a throw to the home side. Well, and it's going to be intriguing by the end of the weekend what the results will look like for Olympic. If Sutherland get the win today, they move to 7 points. And Olympic will be in 14th. Goal difference now at -4. Hasn't quite been what Olympic were hoping. New coach and a different squad to last year, yet still haven't been able to find the goal they're looking for. Double change for St George coming up. Sevropoulos is about to come on. And Stanic Floody, XFC. So those changes are about to be made. 10 minutes remaining of regulation time. Here's Glovich able to work it in. Aaron Basic working it to his right. Luca, wide of the mark. So double change, and they're making a change too. Olympic. Kim Jun Wong comes on. Jun Yong.
Number 4, Joshua Hong, and he was replaced by number 18,
So Hong's off.
Jun Yong Kim.
Jun Yong King, I should say. Jun Yong Kim. There's Danaskos. His shift done. What a performance. Sanic Flooddy's on. And Jake True is the other man off the field. And Stavropoulos is on the field. So right, that ball is out. What a day for the boys from St George. Inside 9 minutes remaining of regulation time. Aaron Basic. So now Kim works it forward. Bosniak. The ball will go out. Trisaglovich was running for it, but it was too late, brother. So St George, another win is on their cards. There'll be 4 on the bounce as well. Ball goes up to halfway. Good tackle. That's what he can do, Marko Rodic. So throw to be taken by Trisaglovich. After Callahan was taken down, that challenge by Rodic nicely. Ball goes out. So a reminder tonight, Rockdale Apia, your match of the round and a cracking game at St George City, and SD Raiders will be one to watch too. Tomorrow, Blacktown City and Marconi, Wollongong and Spirit. That's your 3 p.m. games, and Sydney United and Sydney FC at 5. All New South Wales time. Check your local time zones. Wherever you're watching around this planet of ours is Poon. Trisaglovich trying to work it forward. Aaron Basic, no control. Thanks United. McStay. Aaron Basic is on the ground. McStay is going, really? So Sydney Olympic now will have this set piece. A yellow card's been given. And yellow, then red. So McStay can't believe this. And just watching it one more time, it was a high foot. There's no question about that. He came across, just waiting for the vision to trickle in of the incident. And yeah, he's got to be mindful of that, McStay. And he gets a red card out of that. Yellow, then red was shown. As we're about to see Rocco Smith be called to action. So 2-0. St George, Olympic still a chance. The ball goes out though. Fernandez not quite the one he was looking for, but yeah, look, Aaron Bassage on the ground. The right call has been made from the referee. He's given the yellow, then the red. So Chris McStay, his day obviously done. Will be a loss though for St George. He's had a good season thus far. So Justin Poon's off the field. Justin Poon is off. Rocco Smith is on. Callahan. Wozniak, Gordon. Gordon. Wozniak. Trusaglovich works it to the far post. Too deep. Too deep. Ball goes up to halfway. So Gordon. Geisen. Luca trying to work it back in land. Olympic going forward here. Aaron Bassage. On the ground. Was this be called? Lucas trying to call for it. Nope. Not called. So we're in the 90th minute. About to get the signal. How long we've got. I'd imagine 3 minutes. We don't have a board here to be exact, so I'm guessing 3, but that's only a guess. Remember, St George down to 10 men with McStay out of action. So Olympic have to be pinpoint here if there's any chance of getting a draw out of the fire here. St George just doing everything to hold this Olympic side at bay. And they're doing a very good job at the moment. There is no question about it. Ball comes back. Rocco Smith gives it a long heave-hove. So, Olympic, as I mentioned, one win this season. About to be their third loss on the trot. And fourth this season. The offside is called. Oh boy. As I said, they've got Wanderers next week at Belmore before going away to Wollongong at Macedonia. And then Sutherland at Belmore on Easter Saturday before coming back here for Manly. And then they've got Apia, University of New South. Apia is an away game, University is a home game. And then United away. So, and then they've got Marconi away a week later. It's a tough task ahead. One that Olympic need to quickly work out what they're going to do, because looks like they're behind the 8 ball massively this season. St George FC, though, what a terrific start to the year. It's easy to wax lyrical about them, but they've been so good to watch. Having seen them now twice, a tough game against Sutherland, and this one, Danaskos double. Gordon on halfway. Not the best ball by Kim. And now he's on a run, Harrison Farrow. He's onside, beats Gordon. Beats Boshniak first time, then taken down by Boshniak. Harrison Farrow can't score another match winner or match sealer on this situation. So it must have been 4 minutes added, because we're hit the 3-minute barrier. Offside, flag is up. Souris told to hurry up. Souris now works it over halfway. Whistle to be blown shortly. Still going at Belmore. Right. Can't win it. Skalovic trying to work it forward. Trisakovic. Full time, and Danaskos, with his first half brace, has won St George FC the game. 10 men for the last 10 minutes or so, with McStay given a red card, but they've won. St George FC 2, Sydney Olympic 0. So Danaskos, those goals in the 14th and the 37th, and a great performance by him and his team. St George, well and truly, are the ones to beat in this competition. And I say that seriously. Yet to lose a game, and yet to concede a goal. We're 6 rounds in, and they are yet to concede a goal. Most teams, I reckon it's an average of about 7 or 8 goals they've conceded. Most teams in this competition. That's just a competition-wide average, right? Well, they've none. That's how good they've been this year. None. In regards to stats, they had the shots and the on-targets, the offsides as well, but shows how hard they're pressing. Corners went to Olympic, though. Fouls were 13-11. Yellow cards are 1-1, and 1 red card going to McStay. But it was St George FC that were too dominant in this game today. Around the grounds, a game that's in progress as we speak between Sutherland and University of New South. It's Sutherland leading 1-0 after 68. You can watch the concluding stages of that on YouTube on Football New South Wales. Rockdale and Apia at 7 p.m. and St George City and SD Raiders at 7:15. Tomorrow, Blacktown and Marconi at 3 p.m. Wollongong and Spirit at 3. At 5, Sydney United and Sydney FC. Last night, it was Wanderers too good for Manly 1-0. That's what's been happening in the NPL New South Wales. On behalf of myself, Nicholas Kutnyak, and Miller, our camera operator, it's the end of the road for us. We'll be back soon on Football New South Wales on YouTube. Hope you enjoy the night's games, and hopefully there's some crackers. We'll see you at a football pitch near you. It's bye for now from Belmore, where St George FC have defeated Sydney Olympic 2-0.